Enter first and emerge last. Even time refuses to work correctly around such magic. Come. Queen Chimera and Nephilar are up ahead.
Well done, Nephilar. I am glad you decided to fly to the island once the Aegis fell. What began in Anequina ends in the sky over Palatine. I sense power, a vast supply, building like a storm at the island's heart. Kalgrontiid is close to achieving his terrible goal. Luckily, Nephilar had the foresight to meet us here. I have a guess. Nephilar tells us that there are focal points, Aeon Stones placed at key locations around the island. If we can disrupt the flow of energy through these focal points, it may stop Kalgrontiid's ascension ritual. If Abnar Tarn was with us, he would have a magical solution. In his absence, I see only one clear path. We must destroy the Aeon Stones that make up the focal points. I doubt Kalgrontiid has left them undefended. Be prepared for a fight, Fiveclaw.
Mask Bearer, don the mask of Alkash and fill it with the energy of the creatures of Dark Aeon. It will protect you and the others from my fire.
I agree with Nephilar and Queen Chimera. Destroying the stones at these focal points seems our most prudent course of action. Let's get to it. Dark Aeon creatures, your mask glows with power.
There! That shard of Aeon Stone! Destroy it!
Could they be part of the complex you explored with Tharn?
If Tarn still lives, he could have taken refuge inside.
We'll find him, Queen Chimera. I've seen Tharn survive worse things than a floating island.
Moons help him. But I suspect Tarn has more to worry about than the floating island.
Hurry to the pinnacle.
The focal point should be just up ahead.
Whoever dares interfere with my ascension!
That was the last of the focal points. Now, to deal with Kalgrontit.
As you say, Queen Chimera.
By the moons, is that Tarn?
Late again. How typical. I had a feeling that you were behind the disruption of the other focal points. Figured I'd help by taking out this last one. Ever the voice of support and tact. Considering the circumstances, I could be worse. Unfortunately, I believe we solved one problem and created another. To safely absorb all that energy, Kalgrontit needed the focal points. As close as he is to his ascension, safety will be the furthest thing from his mind. If he proceeds with his ascension, and and makes even the slightest mistake. If Kra'Jun tries to ascend without the focal points, he could unleash all that pent-up energy. The resulting blast would destroy Elsweyr, perhaps all of Tamriel. You worry more than a Norse nursemaid. To the center of the island. It's time to end this. I ran, dodged falling bricks and leapt over collapsing floors, made my way to the surface, only to find we were a league or more in the sky. I did what any proper battle mage would do. I hid. As you can see, I'm in no condition to take on Kra'Jun by myself. So I watched and waited. How did you get back here, by the way? Of course he did. If we survive this, you can explain that to me later. Now, let's go try and kill that damn dragon.
I am ready, my friend. Lecky guide our swords.
This is it. Our Kra'Jun is now complete. Now we shall end the story that started with Kumzari, one way or another.
Are you up to this, old man?
Don't concern yourself about me. Just remember, Kra'Jun is perched atop a gigantic shard of Aeon Stone that pulses with enough power to destroy the continent. Concentrate on the task at hand.
That door. Kra'Jun is through there.
Before we enter, prepare yourselves. And this might be the last time we have a chance to talk, so use it well. I'll cast spheres of protection upon the grapple points when Kra'Jun prepares to shout.
Mortals, let me taste you. One last drink before I complete my ascent. Never flees.
We actually did it. We killed Kra'Jun.
The island. It's shaking apart. What's happening?
The energy in the Aeon Stone. We need to contain it before it explodes. In your death, that damn dragon haunts me. If that Aeon Stone shatters, Tamriel is doomed. No, my friend. This task requires a dragon and a battle mage. Take Chimera and Sai-Sahan. Find a way out of here. Nathalar and I will contain the explosion. And we have accomplished amazing things. But this isn't something you can help me with. Save the others. I need to reach that crystal before it explodes. I prepared for a moment such as this. I insist that you trust me. This one last time. If this is goodbye, my friend, it has been a privilege.
I will do what I can.
Get them out of here, Chimera. I know you can do it.
Ron will do what he always does. He'll save Cameron. Get out of here. Nephilar, can you fly us off the island?
I must aid the wizard, or the explosion will destroy everything.
Moon's taken. Suppose I have to try. You give me strength. There! Hurry, my friends, into the portal. Finally, Tarn was a better teacher than I gave him credit for. When I needed to do it, I was able to open a portal. The island, it exploded, but the blast spread no farther. Tarn did it. Elsweyr is safe. I know, Five Claw. I know. I did not like the man, but I came to respect him. In the end, he was part of my family. We will honor his memory and his sacrifice. I will see to it personally. Sai went back to the Dragon Guard Sanctum to check on the others. As for Nephilar, I do not know. He was on Dragonhold helping Tarn. We can only hope. The Dragon Guard, they did so much. And you, always my champion. My words, they are not enough, yes? You have done so much for my homeland. For me. Go to the Dragon Guard Sanctum. Meet with the others. I wish to stay here a while longer. I will find you when I return. All of this makes one think about the past. I lost my family. I lost good friends. I nearly lost my homeland. But we persevered. Before I met you, there was something else I lost, though. I did not realize it. Something that you returned to me. Hope. No matter what we faced, no matter the danger, you never gave up. You never gave in. You taught me such a valuable lesson. You and Tarn both. Thank you, my friend.
Look who's back.
Ah, the Dragon Guard's finest. Let us talk.
I heard the Aeon Stone Shard cracking all the way down in Sencha. I wish I could have been up there with you. The battle must have been glorious.
Sai told us what happened. Zaji is sorry he missed all the excitement. I'm not that sorry.
My father and the Shields maintained order in Senshaw while we made sure none of the remaining dragons attacked. I understand we have you to thank for saving us. I'm sorry about your friend, though. Abner Tharn was a legend.
Good to see you up and walking about. You were dead to the world after we escaped Dragonhold. We did it, my friend. And Tamriel owes you a great debt. You and Abner Tharn both. Damn that old wizard for playing the hero. He contained a blast that should have turned Elsweyr into ash and cinders. But did he have to get himself killed to do it? Whatever it is, we'll be ready for it. For now, though, I owe you a debt as well. Without your help, the Dragon Guard would never have been reborn. We succeeded beyond my expectations. Take this. and know that there will always be a place for you here. We did it, my friend. We reformed the Dragon Guard and put an end to Kra'Jun. Not bad, if I do say so myself. I do have one last favor to ask. It concerns Nafalar. He returned shortly after we did, but he's been acting strangely. He won't talk to me. Won't tell me what happened up there after Abner... He trusts you. Can you check on him for me? Upstairs in his chamber. He seems troubled about everything that happened. Talk to him. Find out what occurred on Dragonhold after we left. Talk to Nafalar. See if he can shed any light on what happened up there at the end. And check in with the rest of the Dragon Guard. If you have the time, they all want a moment with the hero of Dragonhold. Zaji's words, not mine. Oh, you accomplished amazing things in your time with us. Latfulan, Kra'Jun. But such titles, they mean more to the admirers than they do to the admired. Our Dragon Guard is young. Let them have their heroes.
This Dragon Guard, it's good, but it needs work. Luckily, Sai Sahan has me to knock some sense into this sorry bunch. The work, the mission. We may have taken out the Dragon Clan mothers, so to speak, but there are still a lot of lesser dragons to deal with. For that, the Dragon Guard needs to learn how to fight. And fighting, that's my specialty. For as long as they'll have me and Captain Zaji both. Truth be told, the bearded one handles himself well in battle. I think I could learn a thing or two from him along the way. So, it works out for everyone for me to drop anchor here.
This one is sorry he missed all the action on Dragonhold. Zaji expects to be part of the next assault on a floating island, yes? The smuggling? The piracy? The drinking? Ah, this one has dropped them like a hot sweet cake. Well, except for the drinking. Zaji always wanted to be a hero. The Dragon Guard. It gives Zaji a chance to do something important with his life. Something good. But we should be celebrating, not examining decisions that brought us to this point. At least not while we're sober. Zaji still thinks a celebration is in order. Perhaps this one will mention it to the Lady Queen from Enequina. She must have enough gold to throw a proper party. There are still dragons to deal with. And the Dragon Guard will need more ships. A whole fleet of them. Then, Captain Zaji will require a grander rank. What do you think? Admiral Zaji? Yes?
When we saw the island begin to break apart, it was all I could do to stop Zaji and Casca from leaping into the pounce and sailing off to fish you out of the sea. Can you imagine trying to navigate while parts of the island were raining down? The thought... You know, I've been thinking, maybe I'm not actually cut out for the Dragon Guard. I feel so young compared to Sai, so inexperienced. I'm not sure I could have handled being up on that floating island. I did? I mean, I did, didn't I? And I took command of our forces down here while you and Sai were up there. You always know what to say, don't you? Thank you, my friend. I'll keep that in mind, even as I strive to gain more experience. You know, I really do like being a part of all this. Aelia of the Dragon Guard, I'm going to make you and Sai proud. No, that was just a slight moment of doubt. But you've set me straight, and I take my calling very seriously. I go wherever the Dragon Guard needs me. I will make time to return to Senchal and visit with my father, though. I owe him that much.
Next time there is a dragon, Zaji does not want to be left behind.
I don't recall you jumping forward to challenge Lat Bulan.
Now, Ilya. The captain always maintains a tactical distance.
Tactical distance. Right. Zaji is nothing if not prudent.
Talk to Nephilar. See if he can shed any light on what happened up there at the end.
Mask Bearer. I look around my home and see so much activity. The Bearded One's minions, they scurry like ants in the moon sugar. It vexes me. The Battle Mage wanted to contain the energy of the Aeon Stones, to keep the release from destroying anything beyond the crumbling island. I helped him achieve that goal before I returned here. I do not know. The Battle Mage was weak, exhausted, but he refused to give up. He wanted to save you, save this land. I lent him enough of my power to accomplish that task. It was the least I could do, after he helped stop Kalgrantid. All I can tell you is what Kalgrantid believed. He believed that with enough power, he could become a new moon in the sky, a new god to challenge Akatosh. Regardless of the truth, he had to be stopped. Now, for me, the time has come to move on. Glad that a creature as magnificent as Kalgrantid had to be destroyed? No, Mask Bearer. I am disappointed that it came to that Kalgrantid forced us to intercede. He was dangerous, so we ended the danger. And now, I must take my leave. Wherever my wings will take me, Mask Bearer, I must bide my time and wait for the next event that requires my intervention. It was good to see that we could work together, mortal. I will remember that. And now, farewell. We may meet again, Mask Bearer. The world is not so very large, and do not worry about the mask. Like me, it will bide its time until it is again needed. Tell the Dragon Guard they have my respect.
I heard the wings. Nephilar has left us? Probably for the best, all things considered. Were you able to get him to tell you what happened on Dragonhold before the island totally broke apart? Tharn's a tough old goat. If there was a way to survive, he'd find it. I don't think there was. Oh, I almost forgot. We received a summons from Queen Chimera. She wants to see us. All of us. In Senchal. She was being rather cryptic, but I think she wants to throw a celebration. Honor the Dragon Guard and all that. Beforehand, however, she wants to talk to you. You can find her in Senchal Palace. Queen Chimera impressed me, my friend. It isn't every ruler who readily puts themselves in harm's way for the sake of their people. Tamriel could use a dozen more like her. She certainly did. We'll follow along shortly. In order to make a good impression, the Dragon Guard needs to be ready. I'll instruct Saji and Casca on proper etiquette and protocol. Hopefully some of what I tell them will stick.
I wonder why the Queen has asked all of us to come to Senshal. I hope we're not in trouble.
A Khajiit queen has summoned the Dragon Guard to Senshal. She must want to reward Zaji for his heroic actions. Oh, and the rest of you too. Zaji must break out the good plum brandy, not those cheap bottles Casca loves so much.
If we're to appear before the Queen, then I need a bath, if you excuse me.
The Khajiit adore sharply pointed roofs, judging by their architectural choices here. One of my partners said he thinks it reminds them of their claws. Another said she believes it allows heat to rise. But don't Khajiit like heat?
Thank you for helping Lahini see reason, Five Claw. All this time, she thought her family resented her. But it is not true. They see Lahini's worth. And bit by bit, this one is beginning to see her worth too.
Thank you, friend. Because of your actions, Lahini has been returned to us. Uzinda cannot imagine what would have happened if her daughter stayed with that awful cult. From now on, this one will make sure Lahini knows how much she means to us.
I came here because of dragons. Now there's a challenge. Figured some group was setting up to deal with them, and I want to be in on that. Not yet. I aim to remedy that soon. I have a long history of fighting monsters. Big monsters, Nord-eating creatures, crazed beasts. You name it, and I've stuck my axe in it. No one has ever said Margreta Eierhard has backed down from a battle. I live for the thrill of it. I'm not talking about killing a deer on the hunt, that's a necessity. Going after a creature many times your size, who has been terrorizing a village or who is wily and cruel, that's pure heart-pounding action. I think of myself as more of a specialist. I don't sell my axe to armies. I'm not interested in the inane wars of inane kings. I travel, and I deal with problems. Sometimes I stay someplace for a while, but pretty soon I get restless. Same way any vengeful monster hunter does, I guess. I was a sapling when frost trolls attacked my small village in Folkrith. I survived, but I swore vengeance against any brutish, ravaging creature.
How can we protect you, my queen, if you continue to leave us behind?
I am no fragile kitten, Zamorak. My duty will always take precedence.
This one thanks the moons that you and Queen Kamira both appear safe and well. Zamorak's tail turned grey when he realized he had lost his charge before we had even departed from Rimmon. We arrived a short time ago. After Queen Kamira abandoned us, we had a long march down from the north. Zamorak would have worried about her more, but we had dragons and other hostile creatures to deal with along the way. Everything and more, my friend. Everything and more. In the time that Zamorak has served, Queen Kamira has proven to be a very active monarch. She is exactly what Elsweyr needs, even if it makes this one's job ever more difficult.
Well, look who it is. My spies informed me you were in the area, but I wasn't sure our paths would cross again. There's still work to be done to repair the damage caused by Euraxia, and the Queen is very generous when it comes to compensation. When Zamorak needed a few troops to bolster the royal chaperones, I volunteered to accompany the irregulars. Oh, nothing like what we faced back in northern Elsweyr. But then again, we weren't fighting dragons atop floating islands. Yes, we heard all about it. Sounds exhilarating. Once everything settles down, I must hear your version of the story.
What an amazing coincidence meeting you here like this. How are you, my cherished friend? I haven't seen you since we put a crown on the head of that beautiful cat lady, Kamira. Speaking of crowns, did you happen to see where I placed my hat? I really find myself where I expect to be, either. One of the great mysteries of life, I dare say. My portals usually take me where I need to be, whether I realize it or not. Rather convenient, if a bit disconcerting at times. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Mostly the latter, not so much of the former. I handled a few tasks for Queen Kamira, visited with Abner Tharn, even dispatched a dragon or two, the smallest ones, nothing too impressive. So good of you to remember. The scamps have been working day and night to finish the place. Soon it will be a perfect getaway, a retreat from all the questing and daring-do. You must come visit next time you're traveling the plains of Oblivion.
Ah, Fiveclaw, you arrive in the nick of time. While I deal with my royal protectors, I have an important task for you. I need you to represent me before the Imperial General Renmus. He knows of my goal to restore the Elsweyr Confederacy and rejoin Anequina and Palatine. Given their service, I want to offer the Shields of Senchal a place in this restored kingdom. Very much so. There is no one else I trust to handle such a delicate negotiation. General Renmus has an idea this is coming. I want you to officially present the offer and determine what he thinks.
How can I get any work done with these constant interruptions? Ah, it's you. I understand we have you to thank for stopping the dragon and getting rid of the floating island? Thank you. But what brings you to my office at this particular point in time? So, Anequina seeks to come to the rescue of Palatine? We've been doing quite well on our own, I'll have you know. Oh, who am I kidding? The shields have been getting by on luck and tenacity. And then the dragons came. My soldiers and I, we swore an oath to the Empire. If we forsake that oath and take up with Rimmond's queen, what does that say about our commitment and loyalty? I seem to be caught between my pride and my honor. What do you think, Dragon God? You make an excellent point. The Empire no longer exists, but Senshal continues to need us. It would be dishonorable to turn away from our duty. Very well. For Senshal and its people, I will agree to Queen Chimera's terms.
Father, excuse the interruption, but the ceremony is about to begin.
Perfect timing. And Aelia, I've accepted Queen Chimera's offer. We shall help her re-establish the Elsweyr Confederacy.
That's excellent news, Father.
Senshal needs the shields, and the shields need the support of a monarch. Now, come along. We need to get all of you to that ceremony.
As you say, Father.
Sometimes I just sweep the dust under a bench or table. No one notices because this place is so big and dusty all the time anyway. Soldiers and their dirty boots. The bane of my existence.
Yeah! Oh, 7 of them!
I told you to go easy on the plum brandy.
Fightful, come here, please.
Well, you sure know how to stay out of trouble, don't you? Of course, we'd all be dead 5 times over if you didn't keep sticking your nose into things. Yeah, Mareki tells me we haven't taken in all the sights. Still got a few ancient ruins to poke around in, I guess. Of course, there isn't much call for a sellsword after you sweep through an area. Leave a little adventure for the rest of us, eh?
So strange that dreams can bring people and places together. I can never recall the beginnings, but they always end the same. I'm standing outside the Citadel, just as we are now. Suddenly, I'm inside. I walk down a dank hallway that opens into a larger chamber. Then, I spot him at his writing desk. The man. Wary, troubled, certainly, consumed by some secret resentment. I approach to get a better look at him. His hand drifts to a stop. Without even thinking about it, I hold out my mother's necklace, urging him to take it, I suppose. No. His eyes flick upward to look at me. Tired, reddening eyes. Much like mine, in fact. We stare at each other for a moment. Then I wake in a cold sweat. I know it sounds simple, but there's an anguish there I can't even begin to describe.
Salutations. Shazar sees that Srendar smiles upon your struggles. Such a ceremonious series of circumstances, this one cannot summon from memory. Shazar is grateful to have showered before such a celebration. The springs sparkle again, and the smugglers are seeking shelter somewhere else. There are stragglers, of course, but the skooma stills have stopped spilling their slop in the shrines and shoal. Shazar thinks you are deserving of a soak yourself.
Tiny is so glad to see you again. When she and Safik heard about the island in the sky and your duel with the dragon, how could she not come? How could she not wish you well? Oh, we are. Sormund will take us. But none of us felt right leaving without seeing you and the dragon guard receive the Queen's honor. Plus, we all wanted to see Queen Chimera. She's sleek.
This one thought you brave when you marched against Turo and his slavers. And now this one hears you went to a floating island and bested a dragon. It makes Safik feel foolish. Yes, this one and Diney still plan to make the voyage. But we could not leave without seeing the Queen and honoring the Dragon Guard. Isn't all this ceremony grand?
Southern Elsweyr certainly isn't my home. But moments like these... maybe it's not so bad to visit for a while longer. Well, I didn't say that. But I'm glad Diney and Safik talked me into staying long enough to see this grand ceremony. We'll all be setting sail for Skyrim soon enough. Winds willing.
With gratitude, I should expect. With Queen Chimera's support, we'll finally have access to proper equipment, supplies. Watches can be shorter, patrols can be increased. Everything will be safer. The Empire could not give us that, I must admit.
Can you believe it? General Merrick Renmus, standing right next to me. We studied his tactical withdrawal from Cheydinhal at the Academy.
And so you save us once again, Mask Bearer. Tidali is pleased she was able to guide you, if only for a short time. If you ever lose your way again, just pray to Kanarthi. She is always ready to aid heroes such as you. A simple question with a complicated answer. Tidali will say this. It warms her heart to see Zadji standing beside the heroes of Palatine. This one is glad he has good friends at his side. May Kanarthi's winds carry him in a true direction.
The Queen refuses to begin the ceremony until she has spoken with you, friend. Zamorak suggests you hurry and talk to her.
I seem to have jigged when I reached Solitude when I should have jagged. Well, anyway, here I am. Now, did you summon me, or did I send for you?
Adara High heard you were being honored in Senchal Walker. She decided to come see for herself. You look well. That is a relief. Struggles take their toll, Walker, and your ordeals have been extraordinary. This one is glad those experiences haven't scarred you. You are stronger from the strife you've seen. Not everyone is so lucky. Her wounds are fresh. Adara High does not yet know what scars she will carry.
but Kaishka is strong in spirit. Perhaps too strong. She has pushed this one to take her to the Twilight Cantors. She aspires to join them. It's complicated. Adara High took comfort in Kaishka's quiet life. This one faces the horrors she does so that Khajiit can have that sort of peace. Kaishka has been robbed of that, but Adara High hopes she would find it again. Only if her sister sees this as a path to vengeance. A Twilight Cantor cannot carry hatred in their heart. But that is unlikely. After seeing the love Kaishka and Vijari shared, this one is certain that there is no room for darkness in her sister. She will be happy you thought of her. Enjoy your accolades, Walker. You deserve all of them.
If the captain embarrasses me in front of Queen Chimera, I am going to bite his head off.
Zaji is not drunk. How dare San Sihal miss such an situation?
Look at all the people, and they turned out for us. I can hardly believe it.
Lecky's blade. Zaji smells like a keg pulled out of a tavern fire. Please let this go well.
My dearest friend, you must take your place alongside the rest of the Dragon Guard. The ceremony cannot begin until all of those I wish to honor are accounted for. Pomp and circumstance are a necessary component of every ceremony. The masses demand it. Besides, I want to honor the Dragon Guard's accomplishments, yours included. Take this reward and smile, Five Claw. We are about to begin. People of Senchal, let us recognize the efforts of the Dragon Guard. They saved Elsweyr from the rage of dragons. First, let us bow our heads and remember Abnar Tarn, who gave his life to save Tamriel. Second, it brings me great joy to mark the return of Sai Sahan and the Dragon Guard. May you always watch over us all.
The honor is ours, Queen Camilla.
And finally, join me in honoring my friend and champion who ended the threat of Calgrontied once and for all. 3 cheers for Five Claw! 3 cheers for the Dragon Guard!
3 beers? No, Zaji has said enough. Thank you.
Dragons take me.
From pit fighter to pirate to honored by the Queen of Rimen, Casca can barely contain her excitement. If you ever need my help, Walker, don't hesitate to ask.
Is the ceremony over? Did Zaji get a medal? Zaji always wanted a medal.
What a moving ceremony. I feel honored to have been, honored by the Queen. Well, you know what I mean.
I need to find the Queen's court historian. I want to make sure Zaji's antics don't make it into the official record. The Dragon Guard still has much to learn, and there remain dragons to deal with. After that, I need to find my Snow Lily. Let Lyris know I'm all right. You won't believe how much I miss that beautiful half-giant.
I wish I could issue a proclamation and solve all our problems, but it doesn't work that way. For now, we celebrate. Then, we must get back to work. Dragons reunifying Anequina and Palatine, re-establishing supply lines. There is so much to do. I suppose. But I will not forget what you have done for all of Elsweyr, my friend. You and Abner Tarn both. Perhaps the old battle mage deserves a statue. I will think on that when I am not dealing with the ongoing issues of state.
You did it again, champion of Anequina. I'm almost tempted to abandon my post and follow you around. See what kind of adventure you get into next time. Almost.
Zamorak suspects we will be making many journeys between Rimmon and Senchal. Queen Chimera isn't fond of simply sitting upon her throne day in and day out. It is good that Zamorak never stopped his training.
I heard all about what happened with that mangy beast, Kra'Jun. Well done, my friend. I just wish I'd been able to join you. Sounds like it was a worthy quest indeed. Alas, I had to see a Daedric lord about a mind-shriven horse.
Adara High heard you were being honored in Senchal Walker. She decided to come see for herself. You look well. That is a relief.
This one thought you brave when you marched against Turo and his slavers. And now this one hears you went to a floating island and bested a dragon. It makes Safik feel foolish.
Well, you sure know how to stay out of trouble, don't you? Of course, we'd all be dead 5 times over if you didn't keep sticking your nose into things. Yeah!
So strange that dreams can bring people and places together.
You did so well, dearest friend. The blood of my beloved made such a lovely speech. Now your tale will be spread far and wide. But could she have not spared at least a word or two about the humble Kunzari? Truthfully, not a bit. Zar's story ended where yours began, and it was a pleasure to witness your triumphs and tragedies. An honor. May the legacy of your Kra'Jun last as long as Zar's did. No, longer. Do not mention it. Now, prepare yourself. Hero work is tiring, yes? And endless. The stories repeat, and this is your turn in the cycle. Impending doom, resolute hero, miraculous salvation. Save the world and start again. That is the way of things. And that is a story that Kunzari cannot wait to hear. For the world is a sadder place without its heroes or its stories. Farewell, dear friend.
So strange